going live.
We live, baby. We live, baby.
Welcome back to 21 and 0, y'all. Tell what's good. What's good?
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the 21-0 podcast. Y'all already know where we sweep that ass off the basketball court, off the baseball diamond, off the football field, or the hockey rink, wherever the hell y'all want to get it done. That's where we gonna get it done for you. Sweep your ass right up out of there, man.
So that's the point of 21 and 0?
That's the point of 21 and 0. What do we call it? 21 stomp?
Yeah.
21 stomp. Out of there.
So bro got a list of show notes, so I'm gonna let him narrate the show. Kind of guide us where we need to be. I know we've been off for a minute, but you know, when we do the pods, we're gonna try to make them longer to make up for that, you know, that time gap. Yeah. You know, people be busy, they got lives, y'all need to understand it. But y'all gonna get this content. We're gonna talk. So we a little bit behind, so we got a lot to talk about. So bro, without further ado, I'm gonna let you go ahead, take it over. Get on
we
in.
Definitely up a tad bit since the last pod. And the last one we was playing 2K next gen first few games. We was real competitive, so we wasn't as tentative or attentive as we would have liked to been on the live, but we'll get that together. That's all about learning and growing. Do we got Taco in here with us today?
Yeah, but I think he on the phone, so when he get a chance to hop in, there's gonna be a third voice. Y'all know him from some of my videos on Manny's Power Hour. My boy 25th, aka Taco. Yeah. So when he get a chance, I'm sure he'll chime in. Anything Lakers related, I'm sure he'll chime in.
Hey, that's cool then, shit, man. I got some topics here, just nothing major, and we can freestyle a tad bit too because I don't want to say old. It's current news.
Right.
You know, I got All-Star breaking here. That's been a few weeks out now. Blake to Brooklyn. The Tom Brady extension. So we got a few topics
to your right,
here.
I'm coming to you.
We could start with
left, silenced.
We can start with the All-Star break if you want to, because that's kind of around last time we had a pod. The All-Star break, of course, amongst other things, was a little different this year. I would say primarily because of COVID, if you didn't know. All the events were held on one single day, starting with the skills challenge. And, bro, did they not? I was kind of confused. Did they not play the Team USA and World Team game this year? I didn't see no highlights, nothing.
They didn't do the rookie stuff this year. They just did.
You don't.
Yeah, I paid for it. They just did. They just did the 3-point contest, if I'm not mistaken, the dunk contest, and the All-Star game, and the skills challenge. They did the skills challenge too. So skills challenge, 3-point dunk, and the All-Star game. There was no rookie game this year. As we now know it, as USA versus the world. And then the celebrity game was just Quavo, Lil Baby, Jack Harlow, and I'm forgetting one person.
Said had Lil Baby playing with a different kind of brick, but that's a story for another day. That man was up there, but I ain't even mad at him. He's a goated in his own lane, so we'll take the work. Now, that I'm kind of glad you broached that subject because it is some celebrity hoopers out there that would have gave boys medicine, and Quavo one of them. Quavo on that list. As far as I know, what I've seen visually is as far as celebrity hoopers, Quavo, Lil Durk, Chris Brown for sure. If you know, you know. Chris Brown probably the best out of all of them. If I just had to take an eye test guess, that the ones I've seen.
Yeah.
And I think I'm missing one or two or three maybe, but 2 Chainz. You probably can put 2 Chainz on there too.
Said you gonna forget Tory Lanez?
He's old, man. He old. I'm trying to think of like, but And no disrespect to 2 Chainz. You'll go for sure. Yeah. Atlanta legend. But
that's who I think it was. It was 2 Chainz. Yep, that's what it was.
Yeah, but 2 Chainz had a little baby on it.
That's who it was. No, remember that's exactly who it was.
It was Lil Baby versus Lil Baby and 2 Chainz versus Jack Harlow and Quavo.
Yep.
But yeah, that was cool. That's always fun to see, man. Appreciate them guys even coming out there, showcasing, or that they could be doing something else.
Push up. Get the plane.
It could be music or whatever. So that was fun to see. And then the skills challenge, I can't even remember who won that.
I know a big one that joined. I just can't remember what big.
Right, I can't remember. Was it Vooch or Sabonis for some reason?
Yeah,
I can't even remember because it was kind of brushed under the rug. Now that dunk contest, Anthony Simons, that was a good dub. Especially for someone, I was about to say someone of his caliber, but he's not a household name. That's what I mean by that. I don't want no disrespect to him. He's just not a household name. And prior to that, a lot of people was like, "Whoa, him in the dunk contest? What the hell is going on?" I know you. I didn't see you step away, but I know you probably had to step away for a second. It's cool. We got Anthony Simons. I feel like Cassius Stanley. What I did see, that first dunk was damn near the best dunk of the night. What I did see, first of all, from Cassius Stanley, but the rest of his dunk was like lackluster. Like he didn't put no creativity into him. As far as that was his problem.
The dunk contest really wasn't good. It's over with, bro. I'm gonna say that it's over with for the dunk contest.
What dunk contest?
Yeah, but they should just go ahead and cancel that.
That man said it's over with for that.
It's nothing they can do that we haven't seen. Like,
honestly, because the problem is, I'm like Uncle Shannon. The problem is we got dudes online doing fucking 360 East Bays, then go behind their back and curl it and dunk like this.
Yeah.
And then to the typical eye, you're gonna look and be like, he not in the NBA, so why the hell he can do that and Zach LaVine can't do that? Or whatever. I'm just throwing names out there.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like the game has been saturated a tad bit too in that end.
Well,
and
also, well, this is something to also keep in mind. Basketball, really, the NBA in general has become less so about. Don't get me wrong, it's still some athletic people in the NBA, but it's less about athleticism now. It's more about. It's more.
Is it more about skill as far as like?
Yeah.
Nah, I couldn't say that. If we gonna say that, because I don't feel like they're as skilled as a few years ago too. You know what I'm? Not a few years ago, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as like, it's got so far into the shooting realm, and you know what I'm saying. Like nobody trying to go for that dunk anymore. No, that's not a. If you got it's, I can't name one player right now besides Obi Toppin or something like that, and that's still not even. He's not doing enough to where you're gonna label him as having a dunker's mentality. Who in the league right now has the dunker's mentality? That's what I think we done got away from. That's kind of what you, if you follow my drift, because we have no Amari's dunker's mentality. We have no Shaquille O'Neal's dunker's mentality. I take that back. Both of them with Zion may be the only dunker's mentality in the NBA. Outside of a Russell Westbrook.
Their whole team is over there on the left. Don't go that way.
Other than that, I can't think of another dunker's mentality in the NBA right now, to be honest.
Yeah,
even big man. Excuse me.
I think it's some people that dunk and that do in-game dunks. You get what I'm saying? Like,
right.
As far as that go, but like it's to a point now where the game is so 3-point centric. You got teams taking 43 pointers a game. Like
exactly, bro. The other night, the other night, what were they playing? Portland, the first game they played against Pelicans the other night. I'm watching the highlights. Damian Lillard made 5 threes in the first quarter. And that's just what I seen on the highlights. I'm not sure if they showed every three. I'm pretty sure they did. This man made 5 threes in the first. I'm sitting there like 3, 4, 6, 18. That man that made 5 threes in the first quarter easily, just coming off of screens or just past the half court and shooting.
Right.
And I think he had 21 in the first. That game he had to hit between 6 to 8 threes. Had to easily.
Yeah, well, and that's where all that. I don't know if you've been hearing. That was a tough game. I don't know if you've been hearing, but that's where all the talk about kind of really changing the league and changing the game. You know, taking out the corner threes so that it's all twos down there. I don't know if you like that idea.
Excuse me.
Hell no, because it's been like this for forever now. So,
but something got to change because it's really devaluing. Bigs aren't as important anymore, especially if you can't shoot.
But I feel like that's because a lot of these bigs not working.
Hey.
Yeah.
I can say nobody's not working on their craft. I'm not there with them.
I'm about to put it in the class.
I don't see even Joel Embiid. He's had an impressive season.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still not impressed because he ain't put it together the whole season yet. Like, I get what you're saying though. That is definitely a epidemic within the game itself.
Yeah,
the big man. But it's just I feel like they can be better. They just like the other night I seen Zion. Zion went into how he go into big defender's chest with that. Mm-hmm. Double clutch like type layup and kind of get it off the glass or into the basket.
Right.
So he did that on Cantor, one of the first plays of the game. And when he did it, he kind of like he missed. Then he bogarted Cantor out the way and then did a tip dunk. And it's like Cantor just was like he just got sunned. And I'm like,
well, you expecting too much from
Zion.
First of all, you expected way too much from Enes Kanter.
But that and that's true. But it just looked so soft to me. Like it just was like, dude, what the fuck? Like he didn't have no Bristol reaction, nothing. Like he just looked like somebody who just got horsed and was just like, you gonna do me like that? Like it just was, and to me, that's what most of the big men in the league is like now. They not really like that. They soft. Yeah. Like that was just the best example, but you are absolutely correct. Me expecting more than that from Enes Kanter is blasphemous anyway.
Yeah, you gotta you gotta temper your expectations down on Enes Kanter, my boy.
Gotta curtail them joints, huh?
Yeah, he's never really been a rim protector or anything like that. He just one of them bigs.
He good at putbacks and offensive rebounds. That's his job, to be honest.
Yeah, he can space the floor a little bit. Which is, kind of what the game has become. Can you space the floor?
Exactly.
And how good you can rebound at the big position. It's some unicorns, don't get me wrong. Everybody is using this RPPD. Let me see if it's really hitting like this.
Yeah, it is some unis. Joel, Porzingis, if they can ever stay healthy. Both of them, if they can ever stay healthy. Joel, Porzingis. Christian Wood got potential to be one. He has potential. He has 20-10, 2 to 3 blocks, and 2 to 3 3-points per game potential.
Mm-hmm.
He has that potential, and he's shown us that. Now, he's been hurt majority of the season, and I'm mad the Pistons didn't keep him. But that's another thing for another day.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would agree. I just, it's indicative of where the league is, and eventually it's going to have to be some changes to kind of balance the game out. That's all it is. It's about keeping the yin and the yang. The athleticism is a part of, seeing people getting dunked on and all of that. That's a part of the NBA game, and it's kind of fading to the side now for people to just jack up 3-point shots.
Right.
So
yeah, that's it. The 3-point is for your team. It's either a blessing or a curse. To be honest, either you make more. It's what my mind blown. We just figured out why the fuck they call it a make or miss league.
Yeah, you definitely missed
I just realized why on the jump they call it a make or miss league. Because it's all about 3-pointer. It's all about the threes.
Yeah, so I mean, we'll see where the lead. I wouldn't. If they took the 3-point line out from the corners, I would, or extended them. I guess if they made the court longer, behind us. I would take that too.
I don't think they gonna mess with the 3 at all because it didn't revolutionize the game recently as far as Curry and all of them. Curry, Clay, Steph. All the 3 has changed. It's propelled the game in the last 7 years, I say.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because shoot, when did Curry and them start dominating that first? I ain't gonna say 2014. They wasn't dominating, but that's when 2014, 15 is when they came about. We was all they pretty much serious.
I was chasing him.
My hip.
And I say I'm kind of like Stephen A. The Warriors come back next year. They get Clay back. Tell them what they're gonna do in free agency. We see James Wiseman. James Wiseman got a lot of potential.
That boy got Jameis Winston on the brain.
I about to say, yeah, that might segue to because he taking over for Drew Brees' side now, right?
Maybe
because they just signed him more money or whatever, didn't they?
Yeah, they gave him a 1-year deal, but they gave Taysom Hill a lot of money too. I think it's gonna be a competition.
That's a headshot.
You said they gave who? Taysom
Hill. Yeah.
I thought you said something Bell for a second. That's what I'm like. But I have been hearing that Taysom Hill name.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, because the thing is with Jameis Winston, he got to prove he can throw the touchdowns without the interceptions.
Yeah, he can do it. I think Sean Payton will help him out tremendously. But we'll see. I mean, have I given up on Jameis Winston yet? No. Not by a long shot.
How long he been in the league? He done been in the league a good 5 to 6 years, right?
Yeah, I want to say he won that championship with Florida State in like 2013, so it's been a minute.
Yeah.
I want to say that. He been in the league for a little minute.
He miss. Yeah, he's I think he'd play pretty good. He not going. Now, if he do another one of those, like I said, it's turnover to touchdown ratio. It's gonna be hard for him to come back from another one of them type seasons, right?
Yeah, the Saints is kind of done anyway. I wouldn't pick them to win no Super Bowl next year because they didn't lost all their talent because of cap room. Like they got to pay too many people. They probably gonna have to let Marshawn Lattimore go. Just their defense too. They losing a lot of people off their defense. I think they lost an old lineman or something like that. Like they losing people now because they gotta pay people. It's the cycle of the NFL. To really win a championship, everything gotta kind of fall in place. You gotta be in that phase where you're only paying certain people a certain amount of money, but you still got a team full of talent.
Right.
That's why
kind of Patriots did for so long.
Yeah, that's why in the NFL you rarely see the same teams win the Super Bowl over and over and over again because the teams change constantly every year. Unlike the NBA where pretty much the core pieces of a team are going to be set.
Just like I'm hearing that Dominican Sue may or may not get read up with Tampa. Like, is that a bad move for them? Good move for them? Was he real productive last year? Or?
He helped them out for sure. He helped their line out for sure. This RPPD is laying me down. We
got the worst teammates. It's somebody you'll love.
All right.
It's some.
So he must have dropped down in the building.
What else was I about to say about football? And as far as how do you feel about this Russell Wilson situation? Now I'm hearing that, and rightfully so, from my understanding.
I've never heard of
that. Some offensive linemen are pretty much mad at him for his comments or feel betrayed, essentially?
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing is this is my thing. Russell, we never hear from Russell Wilson. So to hear from him now just tells me one thing. He wants out.
Yeah, we never hear from him. And this whole, 9 years ago?
Yeah, he been in the league for quite a minute, and
follow me.
We normally don't hear from him. So.
Oh, right. Did they win one? Yeah.
What you said?
Yeah, they been the one.
Yeah, it's a great TV.
Right, they lost one and won one, right? Right, because they lost the one
to the Patriots when he threw that pick instead of handing the ball off to Marshawn Lynch, which blew their whole team up.
Exactly. Which wasn't his fault though, was it? Was that Pete Carroll's fault?
They just shouldn't have called that. That's the way I put it.
Yeah, they're great too.
Hang on.
LG Vizio, Sony, Samsung.
TB12 extension. Did he get extended? 3 years? I should
have it on. Don't know why I wouldn't.
How they know where we at?
They gotta have a spy plane up, but I don't know how I don't have Ghost on this class. It should be on all of my classes.
I'm getting laid down too fast, bro.
But yeah, that TB12
they know
extension.
Where we at and everything.
Yeah.
He got extended 3 years or 4 years.
Basically, they just pushed his salary out like 4 years, and they don't gotta pay him.
Just to stretch it out.
Yeah, just to stretch it out.
That's definitely we gonna take care of you on the back end because you're the GOAT.
Well, no, he's actually helping the team out by doing that.
Right? No, I think so, but I think they got a bag for him, whether it's behind closed doors or whatever.
Well,
At the end of the day, he didn't want to chip.
He getting all the money that he was gonna get regardless. It's just what's happening is he's helping them with their cap so they can keep everybody.
Oh, so it's like, whereas let me just put it like this: next year he would have got paid $12 million. He might get paid $8 million, and then he get the rest of the money a few years down the line or whatever, right?
Right.
I'm like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Dak finally got his contract, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it exactly what he wanted?
Yeah, he got 40. He got 40 million. I mean, he agreed to it. He got 40 million. He got the 40 million that he wanted. It's only 4 years. It's not 5 like Jerry wanted. He pretty much got the deal that he wanted.
Hey, I need to see the footage because I'm hearing that Jerry sat right next to this man and said he overpaid him.
Well, he did. For a team that's not going to win the Super Bowl.
You said he did overpay him, or he did. What he's overpaid because he haven't won a Super Bowl or haven't been on one?
He's overpaid because they're not going to win one. Not with that team.
I concur. I don't believe in them either.
Yeah,
I'm not even a football. Excuse me.
They're not gonna win one with that team as presently constructed.
Not gonna what?
It's just not gonna happen.
You get a static on these?
Third the Undertaker off of
every time. I told her like super staticky.
Yeah.
She don't care what you're doing to her. She ain't scared. She ain't a punk.
Yeah.
And then the Patriots. Let's talk about them.
Yeah, went on the signing. They went on the signing spree.
Yeah, from my understanding, they was getting key pieces.
They're starting.
Yeah,
so I've been sniping. What are you talking about?
Little or nothing.
They might sniping
at a decent rate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn, I need to stretch for a second.
Yeah, so
Lord. Yeah, but they got some from my understanding, they got some corners and safeties that they needed. And
yeah, they got almost everything they needed. As far as I know. So almost everything. They probably still. I like Cam Newton. I think Cam Newton can do something. We got to see what he do with this team, but they might still be in the hunt for a quarterback. It's possible. Just got to wait and see. Nothing's predetermined.
They had to like the way Cam played and prepared and stuff last year for them to re-up. Because if Belichick don't want you, he wouldn't have.
Right.
It wouldn't have been a.
Right. It would have been definitely a different story.
I wouldn't have been doubting anybody's mind whether or not.
Yeah.
And I'm still getting to it. For Tom Brady to be the GOAT before you retire, you have to come slide Great Lions jersey on and get that dub in the first year in the quarterback.
You need to let that go, my boy. That's never happening.
Let that wet dream go.
Tom Brady is probably he'll probably come back after it's all said and done, sign a little deal with the Patriots and retire a Patriot. But his playing career is gonna end in Tampa.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I wouldn't even be mad.
Yeah, that's generally what they do for some people. For people that's legends of their team or whatever, they bring you. Oh my God, they bring you back. They sign you to a little deal. Yeah, they sign you to a little 1 day, 2 day contract.
Celtics. Did Paul Pierce go back to the Celtics?
They probably signed him to like a 1 day, 2 day contract.
I was waiting for you to no. I was waiting for you to say no, so we could prove that Draymond was right.
The Celtics love Paul Pierce like that. There's other people don't.
He cut up on Paul Pierce that one day.
Our team is useless.
That man said, "What are you doing? They don't love you like that. You not Kobe." I'm saying, this young man is not playing with him. No fucking fair world tour. They don't love you like that. You not Kobe.
Yo.
Facts.
This is ridiculous, man.
What?
I'm just this Cold War is so ridiculous right now. But that's not the focus. We on the pod.
Like, I forgot you playing Cold War when I'm talking about what.
Yeah, we on the pod. But yeah, that joint right there.
Itinerary. Let me see. Go for okay, I like this one. I'm gonna segue into two. One we could, and that the one is minor. Blake to Brooklyn.
Yeah, that's minor.
And NBA MidSeason Awards. If you had to give out some MidSeason Awards, based upon action at the All-Star break, and you don't got to do all of them. We don't have to do all of them. Whatever, we can do whichever ones you like specifically. But MVP, DPOY. 6-man, whatever you thinking or feeling, you could go ahead and throw it out there. If I had to choose an MVP of the first half of the season, I could honestly say I believe Joel Embiid probably deserved it. It's definitely either Joel, LeBron, or James Harden. First of all, to me. But I would kind of go with Joel because I think they was first in the East for pretty much most of the time. And shit, he was averaging 30 and 10. So I will give him that on like 52% field goal percentage, and like at one point he was like 42 from 3. As a 7-footer, and we all know I talk the most shit about Joel Embiid, so I gotta give him his flowers on that one.
Right. Yeah, I mean, as far as like an MVP, if we just go on midseason, it didn't count that he didn't have to play the rest of the season. I would say Joel Embiid too, but because it's not, we're definitely. It's definitely gonna change towards the end, but I give it to him. For sure. The rookie of the year, LaMelo Ball.
Facts. Hands down.
Rookie of the year, definitely LaMelo Ball. And I know people kind of trying to bring Anthony Edwards into the mix or whatever.
But you can't at the same time because, and I know like you can make the argument, but you can't do the shooting splits and winning.
Right.
And LaMelo does more, arguably. LaMelo is he's not a legit 20 and like I said, close to 10 and 10 threat just yet, because he's not going to be consistent with that every night. So for the rest of his rookie year. But since he's been in the starting lineup, he's been averaging about 20 points.
Right.
And he gives you typically 6 rebounds and assists, 6 and 6, 7 and 7. And he can easily get to that triple-double status too.
Yeah, I agree.
So, yeah, rookie of the year, him for sure. And I know. But his shooting splits, and then Minnesota is one of the worst teams in the league. So, and I think the Hornets last I heard,
it don't come with a standoff.
I don't want to say fourth. I don't want to say fourth, but about I could have been fourth. I heard one of these days randomly it was about fourth in the East, something crazy like that. But yeah. Rookie of the year, that young man for sure. DPOI, I would just have to go with Ben Simmons because that's all I've been hearing about this amazing defense.
Yeah, apparently he's been locking up.
Yeah, I ain't heard about nobody else really doing nothing defensively that amazing. So, and he do lock. I give it to him. So,
yeah. Sixth man of the year, got to go to Jordan Clarkson.
Yep. He been playing, man. He been playing like he the new Lou Will, essentially.
Yeah, I feel like he finally then came into his own. You know.
He said he's no longer going to the rim like a light-skinned nigga.
Yeah, he came into his own and is doing his thing now. So, yeah, I would have to give Jordan a nod.
It's humanity.
Yeah, for 6 man.
Most improved player of the year, I would have to go with our home team, Jeremy Grant.
Yeah.
He doubled his scoring output. Far as I know, last I've seen, he scored more than double digits in every game except for 2 this year. Think he's averaging. He went last year from averaging 12 or 13. Now he's averaging about 22, 24 points a game.
Yeah.
And he give you a few rebounds, a few assists. He's going to get a block or 2 maybe. But I say about a block. And he just, I mean, for us, he's fits right in. But he's definitely the most improved player of the year that I've seen so far.
For sure.
But you know what? Who I think can take a crack at that too? I'm hearing that Sabonis could take a crack at that too because he's been giving us about 22 and 7 a game.
He was an all-star last year. He doesn't get to be the most improved player.
True, that's true.
And I'm pretty sure he was an all-star this year. So no, he's not most improved.
Yeah, you're right. Correct. I just didn't remember him averaging nowhere near a dub last year. But
he went. But Victor Oladipo not on his team no more, so that helps.
That's still a vital point that you being an all-star. Yeah,
he was an all-star last year. He an all-star this year. You know, he's developing into a special player for sure. I won't take that away from him. But as far as most improved, it's gotta It's got to be, just got to be Jeremy.
Gotta be it got to be a trending up in a different kind of way.
Because Jeremy Grant has gone from bench player to role player to now starter 20-plus point per game scorer.
Anytime you double your scoring output in less than a season, that's just simply amazing too.
Yeah.
Regardless, I mean, now we ain't talking going from 6 points to 12, which is still good if you're an upcoming role. Something like that. That's excellent still. But going from 12 to 20 plus.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. Yeah, man.
I can't really think of any more individual.
No, not any individual awards. I will say, as far as teams, what I'm looking for, the Lakers have been on a tear. The Clippers have kind of been slumping. The Nets, they're winning, but they're losing games, that they shouldn't be losing. So it's kind of them the three teams I'm watching to see if, who going to be the champ. With Joel Embiid out and with that knee thing, I don't know if I would have been keeping them more up with Philly, but now with the knee thing, I don't think that they gonna be as much of a factor.
It's always something with them, and not their fault, especially when it's the injuries, because don't nobody want to be hurt. We're gonna put that out there. I don't want anybody to be hurt, and they, of course, don't want to be hurt because it's their job, livelihood, and you want to be out there. You want to be called the best, the greatest, the best, whatever.
Right.
I'm like you. My teams to watch, of course, still LeBron. I can't bet against LeBron. LeBron. Wow, that shows you his pool. I just said teams to watch. Of course, LeBron. We can't bet on against LeBron. I just made it seem like LeBron is a whole team.
Right. The Lakers.
But everybody catch my drift, right? The Lakers. And that's because Bron is going solo on that ass right now. Without Anthony Davis.
Right.
But Lakers, the Clippers, I'm not sold on them. Once again,
I like another team in the West too. I don't mean to cut you off. I like the Clippers, but I want to see what the Jazz do in the playoffs.
I want to see what the Jazz do too, but I don't know. I was about to have I'll admit it.
Go ahead. Put it on X.
The Jazz, I could see them fucking around and losing to like Phoenix or somebody like that in the first round. And I want to see the Jazz succeed. I love Donovan Mitchell just like you. But he don't have any help. He don't have no help to score. He has no help. Now, they've been playing good this year, rotating the ball in it. But if we talking about give somebody the ball, go give me a bucket, please. His most viable option outside of himself is Mike Conley. Or I guess you can make the argument maybe Bogdan?
Yeah. Or Royce. Royce could probably get a bucket.
And in the playoffs, yeah, but shit, how much is Royce averaging this year? Is he even averaging 10? But, needless to say, it's just in the playoffs I've seen it happen where if you could focus on that one guy, you could shut everything else down as possible. But I do want to see Utah succeed and move forward. But I could see a team like Phoenix or who did they lose to last year? Denver. Of that ilk, and Denver is better than Phoenix. Beating them for some reason, man. It's just...
Yeah.
D-Mitch needs some help, man. And Rudy Gobert is just, he big fucking galoot. A big galoot. He big as shit, and he's not gonna dependably even give you 10 plus besides rebounds.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see the season down the stretch. Y'all make sure y'all watch. Y'all watching y'all, because we kind of get into the point where you can kind of sort of see what teams gonna come into the postseason hot and who not. So, just stay tuned in, y'all. Stay tuned in for what's coming. Yeah.
Right. Here go KD. Say KD, this how you feeling coming back off that injury, man? Slim Reaper though.
We need him now. We need him to come back healthy, strong, ready to go.
And look, why are they talking like this PJ Tucker trade is just going to be transmogrifying for the Bucks?
It helps them defensively, but Giannis still can't shoot.
I'm like, and PJ, it helps. Don't get me wrong. I love PJ. It's just like, I believe in like the other greats and stuff, how they are saying, Giannis is really a big. He needs a Dwayne Wade, a Kobe. He needs somebody like that to help him out, man. And I don't think Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton. I can't even remember who else is that supposed to be that guy on that team. I don't think that's enough for him, man.
Well, having PJ Tucker might help this spacing because he can shoot and he'll play defense and he'll be gaudy. I mean, they're really trying to gear up for the Nets, right? You know, the Nets are an extremely offensive team, so you need a lot of people to defend. And you now on your team, other than Middleton, because Middleton's a decent defender, but he ain't great. You got 3 solid defenders. Drew Holiday. You probably put Drew Holiday on Kyrie. You take PJ Tucker, you let him guard James, and then you take Giannis and you let him guard.
You let PJ Tucker guard James Harden?
Well, you ain't got no choice because the other option is you put Chris Middleton on him.
Okay, but true. So wait, who checking KD?
Giannis, you put Giannis on KD. That's the way it match up. So that way you got your 3 best defenders on their 3 best players.
Problem is,
and all of them can switch. Let's say they run some screens or something like that. All of them is good at switching. They can all switch an assignment. Drew Holiday can guard a bigger person. So it makes sense from a team standpoint because they're trying to gear up to play to beat the Nets. We'll see how that goes for them.
I'll admit it. Sorry to cut you off. Mm-hmm. But if that formula, they trying to stick to that same defensive scheme that you just explained, Blake Griffin is going to help the Nets win a pivotal game against them in a playoff series if that happens. And it's going to fuck around and be like 3 or 4. Blake going to have like 15 points, 7 to 10 rebounds, and 3 to 5 assists. I'm telling you. Right. We're going to look up one day and it's going to happen because that's leaving him, he's not the old Blake Griffin. And that's what you explained is the best defensive scheme I could come up with for them too. Because who else checks James Harden?
It's gotta be Drew or PJ Tucker. It's gonna have to be Drew Holiday or PJ Tucker. You gotta put PJ Tucker on somebody,
somebody, right? Because because coming off the bench checking James Harden when he's still in the game was what, Pat Covington?
Mm-hmm. I expect Pat Covington. I expect they line up to be Drew Holiday at the 1, Chris Middleton at the 2, PJ Tucker at the 3, Giannis at the 4, Brook Lopez at the 5. Or if they want to put Giannis at the 3. Those 2 things are so interchangeable. Both of them playing forward. Brook Lopez at the 5. That's what I expect they line up to be going forward.
Brook can stretch the floor. That's crazy, man. 2-3 years ago, he not led the league, but I know he had to be like, he set his league record or year record for 3-8 or something like that.
Right.
And I know he was tops in the league in big man shooting threes or something. But
yeah, I mean, I could tell you this. It's also gonna help. What it's also gonna do is it's gonna open the floor for Giannis, right? A lot of teams, what they do is they crowd the paint with him in the playoffs. They pull people down and off him mainly because the Bucks didn't have nobody else they could trust to knock down shots. Well, now you got Middleton, who's a competent shooter. You got Drew Holiday, who's a competent shooter. You got PJ Tucker, who you can put in the corner and will knock down corner threes. And you got Brook Lopez. So if you collapse, they got shooters everywhere now. And defenders. This is the opposite end of the court now, just offensively. So it frees Giannis up to be able to be a little bit more effective, I would say. I'm not like super hype about it, but it makes a lot of sense. You get what I'm saying? It makes a lot of sense.
Right. Now that you say that, I do fully understand. I'm like you. I'm not sold on it, but I can see it working a few times. Yeah. Like let's say this, like that Miami shit last year, that shit probably wouldn't have fly. Just off of it would have been a little, and I'm not taking nothing away from Miami, whatever. That's just an example because they was up 2-0 on Miami, right, at first, or something like that, right? Something like that. Whatever the case may be. I see what you're saying, how the formula can be manipulated a bit. I just don't really that specific acquirement, just acquiring PJ Tucker, wasn't just. It's cool. It's an excellent move, but I don't think it put him over the hump.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to see how it works out. You know, like we got to see how it works out and how they use him. But I think what I'm envisioning is probably how they would do it, and it opens up the floor for them. But it's just step one for the Bucks. They really need more than just PJ Tucker.
Right, that's
they either need that or for Chris Middleton to be a true second star, which I don't know that he will be or is. So
yeah, I ain't got no faith in him like that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So
gotta prove yourself. Gotta be quicker than that.
Yeah.
Come back to the Pistons.
Yeah.
Sorry, no. He like, hey man.
We shouldn't have left. We shouldn't have traded him. That's our fault.
Exactly. We definitely shouldn't have.